Hi, for this demonstration, we're going to be creating a lung model. In your participant kit, you will have your own class demonstration model that is already put together. The only thing you will need to do is attach the latex portion that has the screw at the bottom and the large rubber band. So maybe find a co-teacher or another colleague to help you out in getting the rubber band across. But here's one already made. But in science, the fun part is actually creating. So you'll have your students make their own lung model. So what you will need is a clear cup. I've already gone ahead and poked a hole at the top. You will need 2 balloons to represent one for each lung, and then the balloon for the outside. In addition to those materials, you also need a bendy straw and a rubber band. So for first step, what you're wanting to do is on the bend of the straw, you're wanting to carefully go and cut the bridge or the bending arch. So I do a little cut, and then I use the scissors again in the open section to make kind of like a cross cut, because ultimately what you are needing to do is stick 5 centimeters of the bottom part of the straw into the bendy portion. So about 5 centimeters. Again, you might make sure your students have their rulers. Oh, and I'm also going to need tape. Tape is something that you're going to need in order to make this happen. But while that is taking place, you are going to take your straw portion that you cut off from the bottom. You are then going to insert the straw into your cut. So now you'll notice you have your Y, just like you do in our lungs. So you are now going to take your tape and you're going to carefully tape your straw onto, oops, there it goes. Tape your straw together. You want to make sure that there's absolutely no air that can come out of the straw, because your lung model will not be able to work if that's the case. So you're going to tape very carefully. Again, what I just did with the tape I have is I tore off a piece and then I cut it in half. It allows it to work better and to get a cleaner connection. But again, with middle schoolers, you never know. But again, just want to maneuver that, press it, make sure there's no space, because then eventually you're going to attach your balloons to represent your 2 lobes of the lungs. Do this final piece, and I think I should be good. Maybe. Here we go. All right, so now I have my 2 tubes. I'm now going to take 1 balloon. So the 2 that are inside, connected to the straw, should be small, a little smaller than the ones on the outside. So you're going to again attach the balloon to each part of the Y of the straw you just made. So it doesn't have to be super pretty, but enough to make sure that the air can no longer get through your lung or through the tape to allow the balloons to inflate and deflate. So there's one side. I'm now going to do the same thing on the other. Oops. Careful not to have it attached to the balloon. Hate to get this far and have the balloon rip. So there's that one. Maybe a little more. All right, so we're gonna put that there. Good. Now, like I said, I've already poked a hole at the top. Again, lab safety is super important because you don't want to send your kids to the nurse for scissor mishaps. So again, you know your students the best. Make sure you do it appropriately from there. So Again, you can see the balloons are a little on the big side, but it is going to work, and you'll see you'll have that demonstration there. So now, your third balloon, you're going to cut the neck of the balloon off. You're no longer needing that, so that can go in your discard pile. You're then going to attach the balloon. Over the top. Make sure it doesn't snap off, because that could be bad, and that's what your rubber band is for, to help ensure that as you are pulling on this white balloon portion, it will not pop off, because again, that would hurt. So, here we go. Oh, final step. The hole at the top was pretty well secured, but just to ensure that no air can escape, we're going to cover up the top to ensure for a tight seal, just like Tracy did on her air going in and out model with the blue water. You want to make sure that there's a nice tight seal at the top. So, one more piece for good measure. And this should work where you can kind of see they inflate and deflate. You inhale, exhale. And if you listen carefully, you'll hear the air coming out through the straw at the top, just like when you breathe. Happy science!